My entitled parents break into my house while I'm away for work and squat for weeks, refusing to leave and demanding to live there for free. Things got so bad that I had to get the police involved just to kick them out. Here's what happened. I'm a 30-year-old male and my parents didn't really want kids. I was an only child and pretty much an accidental pregnancy, from what relatives have told me, as my parents claimed that they were going to be child-free when they were married. My childhood was initially good, but I think that once I grew out of the cute and adorable phase, my parents were less inclined to spend time with me. They both worked and had their own business that they started together. That business was their life, and I was always second fiddle to it. Any other close family members, like my grandparents, lived states away, and I barely knew anything about them until I was an adult. So I had no other family around me my entire childhood. I was practically raised by TV and my school teachers. My own birthdays by the time I became a teenager were often spent without my parents, as they would just give me some money and tell me to go out and buy whatever I wanted. It was more or less the same with Christmas, and sometimes even back to school shopping. We would not have even bothered with a Christmas tree after I turned 10 if it weren't for the fact that I convinced my parents to just buy a fake one that I could build up and then take apart later every year. If I were to describe my parents, it would be best to think of them as those people who always wore black, drink lots of wine, and look down their noses at other people. And the last time I saw my parents, they still looked and acted the same way, although my father was always wearing a toupee now. When I turned 16, I asked my parents if I could work part-time for them at their business, and they just told me that they had no open positions for anything like that. They may as well have just come right out and said that they don't want me there. After I turned 18, my parents told me that since I was an adult, they expect me to move out as soon as possible. I was working part-time because I was still in high school, and I didn't have anywhere near enough saved for college. But not long after high school ended, my parents told me to pack up and move out. They got an official eviction notice that gave me 30 days and everything. They didn't even help me move. I had to get help from a friend's dad who owns a truck. I ended up renting a really terrible apartment and working retail. I had no real life experience and no time for college. Then, after just a few months, I got fired because my manager legitimately had it out for me and wrote me up for the stupidest things you could think of. And because of this, I pretty soon became homeless. And if it wasn't for my grandparents, I would still be on the street. But as luck would have it, my parents would somehow find their way